Now then, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to Popping Your Rimworld Cherry. This is part 4. We're just going to crack straight on, picking up where we left off last time. So last episode we managed to recruit Jess, who is now part of our colony. We had her prisoner, following... I think she crash landed. My memory is dreadful. If you've watched episode 3, I think it's pretty evident that I'm fairly drunk, slurring my words, so forgive me for that, but we're going to crack on with episode 4. We really want to tame Red, this scientist who's just pottering around our map, ideally before she buggers off and leaves. I believe that will happen. We are in summer, so once the weather starts cooling down, she may migrate. So that's the big aim this sort of our episode, which I'll set my timer for. There we go. So, bit of simping going on. Last episode, we really wanted to get the 2 females that we've got kicking around the map. We've managed to get one of the 2, so I've no doubt that these 3 thirsty guys are going to be all over Jess trying to woo her, which is absolutely fine by me. People in relationships generally tend to be happier. They share a bed, they get down, in the middle of the night fucking, which gives them a great mood boost, as it would, and they just generally get a mood boost from being in a relationship, having some companionship on this pretty miserable planet. So let's kick off. So we're in the middle of the night, so as usual, I do tend to sort of just fast forward. Crops. Since we've added an extra person, we need to make sure we're producing enough food. I'd like that to be, say, 10. Most people eat 2 meals a day, so it just gives us some room so that someone's not constantly running back and forward to that stove. Meat-wise, we're doing fine, but because it's so hot outside, our fridge, it does affect the temperature, so that is going to fluctuate, but the cooler's keeping that fairly cool. So chances are we're not going to get through that meat and it's going to rot away, which isn't the most efficient, but better to have it than have not. What we could do is we could make a huge batch of meals. Obviously these are going to last 7 days, so I may well do that. I'm going to spend today, and if you control click, that will increase and shift clicking will increase the increment. Control for 10, shift for 100. So we're just going to stick it down to maybe 25. Have someone slaving away over the stove today, and at least we've got meals in the bank, and we don't have to worry about going off hunting stuff just yet. But it is a good idea to sort of stock up on stuff before winter hits. You will find this wildlife screen will dramatically reduce, especially if, say, we have a natural events like toxic fallout or something else. There's various other sort of world events that can happen that are going to mean that either animals will leave or die or whatever. We've got our own animal here. I think it's just the one, yeah. So he's not trained up yet. I'm really wanting Bill to sort of crack on and get that woman tamed. He's going to try again. So we'll just quickly see how that goes. I do have someone idle, which I'm not too keen on. Feeding her raw meat, which I think we could do a bit better than raw meat. 14% chance though, so it's increasing. 14% chance is not ridiculously low, so I'm happy to sort of persist with that. But what I'm not happy is Jess is not doing anything. She's not particularly skilled. Cooking, I'd love to have someone just sit in front of that stove and cook, but Jess's skill's too bad. Too low of a cooking skill, and you risk poisoning your colonists, which will slow them down during the day and they'll be ill for a couple of days. So really what we want is she can mine, so I will put her down as a miner as well. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to clear this out, because she's an artist. Let's start making the place a bit nicer. I'm just going to sort of hollow out that bit of cave. With it being granite, marble and stuff like that, we'll get blocks from it which we can use for defense, or we'll just store it and we can turn those into art sculptures. It's probably better to do that rather than using wood, because wood has got multiple uses, i.e. our generators, which we're going to have to cut some trees down soon for. Always worth keeping an eye on wood early in the game, because I do tend to go wood-fired generators instead of chem fuel, because chem fuel is a nightmare to get a hold of. The wind turbines, as I explained, they need a lot of space, and if a tree grows, it blocks the output, and it's just something to keep an eye on. Whereas these things, as long as you've got wood, they're going to get refueled. You can research solar, but obviously they only work half the day. During winter, you get shorter days, so we're really looking to get that research done for the microelectrics. Oh dear. So we can get the trade benches. We'll probably then go batteries, and then geothermal power, and then we'll start looking at some of the more advanced stuff. We did get a notification there that one of our animals is being hunted by a grizzly bear. So here we go. As we discussed in previous episode, grizzly bears are predators, so when it's hungry, it's gonna look for the nearest thing to just eat. So there we go. Alpaca's dead. Not much we can do about it now. That bear's gonna eat it. As you can see, missing body parts. That will increase 24%, and that bear's just gonna eat it. So we've lost an animal, but we weren't really. Alpacas aren't necessarily great. You know, they're not big animals. They're not tremendously strong. So I'm not too bothered about that. But we've got 3 people idle again, so it's not what we want this early in the game. We've got things that need to be built. We've not got a lot of steel, so we're gonna have to get mining again. So we've got this bit which we've mined out. We've made a bit of space there. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start getting some of this steel built, because steel basically replaces wood. So you can press the L key to mine that out. I'll just go around the perimeter there and mine all that out, because we are going to need a lot of steel for upcoming projects, things like building weapons, getting these coolers built. Generally everything now is going to be made of metal, or at least steel. So these might take a moment or two to kick in, but protein should be cracking on with cooking. Okay, she's going to harvest the crops, that's fine. Jess can mine, but she's playing horseshoes, but it's in the middle of the day. Aha, that's why, because we haven't. Anytime you get a new colonist, make sure you have a look and make sure that their restrict tab is set to how you want it. See, she was just playing horseshoes in the middle of the day, and it's like, I don't have time for this shit. I need you doing stuff. I need you actually working. So those 2 blocks we will get rid of. I'm going to create another sort of defensive barricade. I think we'll do it here. This is okay. I mean, this blocks off quite a lot, but it means that colonists would have to either come around this side or this side if they're going to invade. So I think what we'll do is we'll make another dumping stockpile zone. We'll do it out here, and it's the same sort of shape. I'm just going to do it in a sort of, you know, as like a barricade sort of shape. And then any blocks we get, that'll do. It's not the tidiest, but it'll do. Any blocks, we can now, if they haul them, they've got somewhere to dump them. This is full. You can see if you zoom in, there's the sort of pink outline. That shows you where the dumping zone actually is, and that's evident for these as well, the other storage zones. So we've cleared a nice bit of space in our workshop or lab or whatever you want to call it. So that's fine. And in this dumping stockpile, I'm going to take chunks out of that. I want this just to be for corpses, so things we've killed, ready to be butchered. It's right near the butcher's table, so it's very accessible. And I don't like how it's being blocked off by rocks. People can climb over them, but it does slow people down. So tiny little things like this you have to think about with Rimworld. You know, walk speed, which the numbers mod gives us a great overview of our colonists, and this is heavily customizable, so I really do advise getting numbers, and I don't really feel like it takes too much from the game. It doesn't feel like I'm cheating. I don't feel like I'm getting an advantage. It's just a quality of life improvement. So at the minute everyone's busy, that's fine. We're getting, slowly but surely, we're getting this steel, and as you can see there, I'm going to pause that just for a second. We've got a mad guinea pig. So as you can see here, 32 and 36, that's really dependent on your mining skills. So these guys are 4 and 2, so chances are the 36 came from the person with the higher mining skill and the 32 from the one with lesser. Obviously, if you've got a higher mining skill, you're going to get a much higher yield. I think the maximum is 75 from a wall. Anyways, let's see. So, mad guinea pig. We got pretty lucky with this, I'm not going to lie. It could be a mad grizzly bear, it could be a mad rhino, it could be a mad... there's animals called... Oh god, what are they called? A rare thrumbos. That's the one. So these are basically really big, strong animals with a sort of unicorn horn kind of thing. And they'll wander into your map every now and then. They're very hard to tame, but if you can get one, Jesus, they're strong. And they will, if you can get them trained up, which again, they're quite hard to, but wow, they're such a great defense asset. Excuse me, oh god. Sprite without sugar is disgusting. So, back to this mental guinea pig. You want to kind of be taking care of this as soon as possible, especially, I mean, more so if it's a dangerous animal. So we're going to hunt that. And what I'm going to do is just the two guys that can hunt, I'm going to quickly draft them and undraft them. And then you can see the lines appeared there, so someone is prioritizing that now. So he probably would have carried on finishing that mining square if I hadn't drafted him, but because this is a semi-emergency, I say emergency, a mad guinea pig, don't get me wrong, is not the end of the world, but here we go. So with combat, the AI, what will happen is if they're going to go hunt someone, they will walk to the spot where that animal originally was. So obviously they've up here, that animal's moved, so you can see that despite this guy having a range with his gun of quite large, he's going to head quite close. So what we actually want to do is think about this a bit and go, why do we want to sort of get into melee range if this guy's coming to us? So instead I will draft him, and I'm going to manually position him. Just behind a wall here, maybe just behind this one because he should have the range fairly soon. Okay, it looks like that guinea pig's moving, maybe he's down here, so we'll just be sure of that. And then there, he's automatically going to attack it. And that should draw the guinea pig to us. It doesn't look like it's going to. And now it's gone out of sight, so we're going to have to just move again. And a miss again. So follow it down, because that guinea pig is basically just going to hunt. Hopefully the bear will maybe take care of it, but he's eaten, so I don't think so. I don't know who the... Right, so the guinea pig is... There we go. I'm not sure who he's going for. God, come on. Stop you shooting out. So, there we go. What happens is if you miss, you're going to have to deal with it melee. I'm not sure why the guinea pig ran past Protein. She ran away and she's now cowering over a guinea pig, but whatever. And this is a bit bullshit. This is basically where the melee skill is going to come in handy, and this guy's decent, so, he's took a bit of a scratch, but undraft him, and our guinea pig's dead. She's taking a simple meal. I put bed rest at 2. Change that to 1. Obviously, if someone's got a life-threatening injury, or you want them treated straight away. But obviously, at the minute, Skizzit, he fought a guinea pig, so what's he got? He's got a bite on his right leg. No immediate danger. He's not going to lose enough blood to die, but he is still bleeding, so he's going to drag blood around with him until he gets treatment. But chances are that's going to be when he goes to bed. So, I still haven't got this cooler built. We haven't got the steel, even though it's lying up here. I'm not sure why. Probably because it's night time and people are unwinding from their day and sort of getting on with stuff, relaxing. So, just a couple of other things I'm going to put in because we have got another colonist. I'll get another chair down. As you can see, we've not got enough wood, so we're going to start chopping some trees down in the morning. These poplars are nice and grown. Now, trees, I thought they added some beauty, but they don't, so I'm not too worried about that. And like I say, I do have this kind of set aside. I'm thinking a little garden. I'll build a corridor so everyone can... It's all self-contained, but I think I am going to just have like a tiny little garden here. Okay, so Psychic Soothes. We talked about, I think one of our characters, I think it's Bill, is psychically dull. Nope. Nope. Is it Protein? Yes, Protein is psychically dull, so here we go. Psychic Soothe. So every male colonist smiles with contentment. Some distant engine of happiness is stirring. It is projecting a psychic drone onto this site through an orbital amplifier tuned to only affect males. Read into that how you will. For a few days, some people's moods will be quite a bit better. So that's just a nice random event, and the guys, so 3 out of our 4 colonists, are just going to get a mood boost. So 16, that's really great. So that's just a nice little buffer. So it just offsets anything bad that they might have. So like I said earlier, because even though he's got a minor injury, he's going into hospital just to have that 10 to do. Your doctor won't automatically treat someone unless they are in bed already. They won't treat someone standing up. So chances are he's just going to sort of sleep it off, I think. You know, that bleeding's going to go down and eventually it'll heal itself, but whatever. At the minute, this is classed as outdoors because that hasn't been built, which is pissing me off. But in the morning, these guys should sort it out. So, just to take a moment here, so what have we had so far this episode? We've had very tame attempts at our base, but we've lost an animal to wildlife, which is something that does happen, especially if you're taming weak animals, so to speak. Nice that some of the cloth's coming through. We've managed to start harvesting some cloth, so that's great. What else have we done? We've started another barricade, so here this will start to fill up with other rocks once we start moving them out. And yeah, that's basically it. Things to do is increase those defenses, get that woman tamed, so muffalo meat is rotted away in storage, so if you keep it too long, it'll just go off. But we've got plenty meals, and because we've now got a nice stockpile, I'm going to take that back down to 10. So basically what that means is that nobody's going to cook until we go under 10 meals in storage. And we've got 27 there. Packaged survival meals do not class as meals per se. They're just bog standard crap, basically. So steel here. I guess the reason why I think what I'll do with Jess is I'll make sure that she's going to be hauling first. I want someone to do that as a priority before they do anything else. So everything else is going to go down as a 2. I just want someone to be bringing shit back to base so that it's ready to go, because I don't like that this hospital's still outdoors. Things will start to deteriorate if I leave that too long. Obviously this is fine because it's enclosed and it's got its own roof, so that's not going to deteriorate. But I need this finished. I need that blueprint finished. You can force your constructor to do it if you want, but he'll naturally do it once he wakes up and has his brekkie. So we'll get rid of the steel. We've got a nice sort of big chunk, and usually steel, you'll dig and you'll find some more. Looks like there's a scrap going on. That grizzly bear is kicking a lot of stuff in. But that's fine. I mean, it's probably some of the wildlife that we're wanting to tame. Oh! We got her! We got her! Great! Right, so we managed to tame her. So Bill tried to make Red sit still. Red has accepted and joined Bill's community. So now she is no longer a wild woman. We've got this amazing... Well, her stats are amazing, and her traits are really great as well. We're going to have to build another bedroom, because at the minute no one's solicited any of the females that we've got. But that's perfectly fine. So we're definitely going to need some wood, but let's just have a look and see her skills. So shooting's not great, but I would like to get her equipped, because she is now our tamer. She's going to be taming animals, and because our skill is so high, we can have her taming more dangerous things, which will help us defend stuff. Take hunt off because she hasn't got any weapons. And she can research, so we'll put her there. I don't really mind who does researching. And she can craft, but no one's crafting, smithing, or tailoring anything just yet, so I'm going to take that out. Although, because she hasn't got any clothes, let's get her some clothes. So she's down to... Who's our best tailor? Bill's got a burning passion for it, but he's not the best at it. 7 and 6. So Red is actually our best tailor, so we'll get her to make her own clothes. So, as with everything else, you would click on the actual production bench itself, Bill's. We just did that the once rather than do until you have X amount. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it nice and simple. Just make pants one time, make t-shirt one time. It's nice and warm outside at the minute. It's 26 degrees, so I'm not bothered about cold, like parkas and jackets, because they also do take up more resources, as you'd imagine. But we've got her now, so She's predominantly going to be taming animals and researching, I think. She's got decent construction, possibly better than Bill. No, Bill's is 8, so she can secondarily construct, but because of the quality builder mod, she won't finish anything. Bill is always going to be finishing stuff. In terms of construction, the highest skilled person will always finish the object, the quality builder thing. Yes, so there's a chair there that affects comfort. So that's something that will be taken care of. I need these trees cut, so plant cut. I'm gonna again I'll put people at 4. So just if they've got the time to do it, do it. But I really do need some wood starting to get cut down because we need another bedroom. It's only 9 in the morning, but I don't want to have her mood so bad that it's because she slept outside. So same as always, we start with the basic stuff. Always like to keep the bed next to the door just in case they need to get out quickly. Plant pot and a standing lamp. So there we go, that should get built hopefully. Might abandon the mining because we've got enough. So you just go and C for cancel. Then I'm going to gather this all back. Hopefully finish the cooler, finish this. Hopefully someone should be cutting trees. I don't know where. Ah, she's taming animals. I don't want turkeys tamed, so we're going to go back to that wildlife tab and just... Right, nothing is needing taming. I don't really want to tame a turkey. It's no good. Got a bit of gold ore there, didn't spot that, but hopefully be some more in there. And some jade. They can be used to, you can just sell the jade ore and the gold ore, or you can turn them into, chairs if you want to make a gold chair, gold table, gold bed, and obviously that's going to look prettier and make colonists a little bit happier. But it's finite, there's not an infinite amount. So, see there, she's made a t-shirt and she's automatically put it on. She must have finished her pants as well, because she's put them on, and she's no longer unhappy about being nude, so that's great. We will need another vent, probably, just to take the cooler temperature through to this bedroom as well, so I'll make sure that's in there as well. Because that cooler's now getting finished, which is great. You can see in this room it's 34 degrees. What we'll do is we'll take that down to 21. You can see the temperature slowly dropping, and across these other rooms as well, the temperature's dropping as well. So it's just making it a bit more comfortable at night for these colonists, because, I mean, Red is very close to breaking here. I mean, ate a corpse, was imprisoned, greedy for impressive bedroom, so that's another thing I'm going to have to make sure that this is actually quite decent for her, or she's just going to get a permanent mood loss. But we'll make some art, we'll get an art bench produced. Let's have a look, art bench, she's going to need more wood for. Put that just next to that. So, I've gone through the wood very quickly. Get rid of the poplar that's sat in the middle of the room there, but we'll just cut some of the more substantially grown trees down that are kicking around the colony. Don't want to wander off too far. And then that room's built, so she's got somewhere to sleep. And the art bench is getting built. Only Jess is going to do art because she's the best at it. And what we're going to do is we're going to make just small sculptures. I don't want to use too much material. And I'm going to do this 3 times. She'll do that when she's got the time to. But again, like with clothes, go into details and you see here the materials that you're going to allow them to use. So stone blocks is automatically selected. That's fine. I'm no problem with them using stone blocks because there's so many of them around the map. Steel, I'm absolutely not happy with them using. We've got far more important stuff to be using with steel. And the same with wood. So I'm only going to allow art to be made from stone blocks. Maybe in the future, if I had some jade, if I go dig up that jade that we saw, I could make something out of that to make it even more beautiful. But stone blocks, you can still make some nice art out of it. And because Jess is decent at art, 8 skill, they should come out alright. Sometimes they come out and they've got a negative beauty rating, and in that case there's nothing really to do but deconstruct them and use the materials again to try and do something better. But more often than not, the art's going to come out and it's going to have a positive value. for beauty. So Red's still not in a great mood. I mean, she hasn't actually taken this bed yet, so you can assign beds. If you click on the bed and set owner here, so we'll put Red in this one. So we're gonna have to address that because I mean she's really not happy. These will wear off 1.9 days and 9 hours. But again, we've got an extra colonist here, so we're gonna have to think about meals. So we've got 10. I'm gonna bring that up to 12 now. I want a minimum of 12 meals, and we've only got 26 meat. 90 berries is okay, but we'll probably have to think about doing some hunting soon. We'll probably set Skizzer off hunting shortly. What's this alpaca doing? Ah, we tamed him. Okay, so I must have missed that, but we'll put him in the animal area and tame him. That grizzly bear is still kicking around. So what I am going to do is I'm going to tame. 10% chance. However, Red has got such high handling skill. I've got fairly good confidence, and if the bear is kicking around the colony, if it attacks, we've got 2 people who should be fairly close to come and help out. Obviously, a bear can do serious damage to colonists, so I mean, it can rip them to bits. So I'm a bit wary of that. I'm a bit wary of sending Red, who's literally just dressed in t-shirt and pants, out. But we will get a warning if the bear attacks, and we'll take it from there. But it's a big advantage to have some animals that are strong, and every animal has an intelligence rating. If you click on the information, you can see here trainability simple. So that basically determines how much of this you can train. Anything intermediate or above means you can have them to train the important stuff, which I believe is the guard and attack. Obviously, like we saw with the chinchilla, all you could do was tame it, which is useless. What they're going to do, there's no use to your colony. You're going to have to keep feeding that. With animals as well comes feeding animals, so we're going to have to make kibble to make sure they don't go hungry. Per animal, I normally say about 25, so do until I've got 25. Kibble's made out of normally just miscellaneous food, sort of just cobble together whatever they've got to make the kibble. So Red's in her bed. It's an awful bedroom, so we are going to have to take care of that because it looks like it's really affecting her mood. For God's sake. -8. It's not the worst, and the imprisonment and the 8 corpse, that's actually going to drop off very shortly. So we should start to see an improvement in her mood. But because it's hovering at the red, it's gone to yellow now. It's just a minor break risk, and we don't want any colonists breaking. It is going to happen. We haven't done this. We haven't set Red to be working during these hours as well, which we do need. That mood should start going up, but whenever it's at the yellow threshold or below, you're running the risk of a mental break, and depending on the importance of that colonist, it can really fuck you up. I've said it before in previous episodes, and I'll say it again. It really can mess with things, especially if you've been raided or you've got an event like, say, toxic fallout. I've used that a couple of times because they'll just wander off outside, and you don't want them to be wandering off outside because they're going to get toxic buildup. But you can't do anything until they come out of their little comatose state. That's basically it. So, with 3 colonists. Why don't I have any? There's plenty of stone blocks kicking about. These are stone blocks. These are stone blocks. So, I don't understand why she doesn't have materials. Unless... I honestly don't know why she's not starting on that. Like, that's in our inventory. That's annoying. And I've got 4 colonists idle. So at the minute, we've got our basic setup. What I will do is I'm gonna get people chopping some more trees down, and I'm gonna close this off now. I'm gonna actually close our colony and make it a kind of closed circuit, if you will. 2 ways in, 2 ways out, I guess. You'll see what I mean here. I'm going to build a door there. And I'm going to do the same here. So I'll build the door there. on the wall there, just to close it off. And then basically what that means is that if anything happens and we need to keep everyone in, we can assign this area through the architect tab, and we can create a new area, and we can restrict all our colonists to stay within that area. That's really helpful for manhunter packs if you get a strong set of animals, say like grizzly bears. If you've got a manhunter pack of grizzly bears, at the minute we're not equipped to fight a pack of grizzly bears. One, yeah, maybe 20% chance is not bad, but no. Look at Skizz's mood; he's in a great mood. And that research, we should get there this episode. Half an hour left, so that's going to be a huge, huge asset. So, I didn't necessarily want this to be indoors. I know what I'll do. I'll make my garden now. So, it's just going to be a small thing, just a nice little outdoor retreat that people can go to. If they want, I'm going to plant some things in there. So, what I'll do is I'll remove the roof area, because that will automatically go there, and I'll just... There we go. So we've got like a nice little opening here. Still an indoor corridor. But with this, we're going to get some light in, and I'm just going to plant maybe some, like a little flower bed or something like that. Just somewhere people can go and just chill out, and it's a nice little area. But now you can see I've got a closed colony here, apart from the prison. So if something happens, I'm not bothered, but I'd rather have the prison detached from the main colony in case the prisoner gets in. If we've got weapons stored in here, they can go and try and go for them, and then all hell's going to break loose. Chances are they just, now if it's detached, they're gonna, if they escape, they'll just run off and try and escape the map. They are in restraints, though. Whenever a prisoner is imprisoned, they're in restraints, so they're automatically going to be slower, so you can't catch them. But again, we keep having this problem of idle colonists, so let's get some stuff done. Maybe something needs to be built. What have we got? So until we get the microelectronics, we really are quite limited as to what we can do. Food is low though. We've only got 6 meat and 30 berries, so I think what we'll do is we will go hunting. Hunting we will go. So we've got loads of buffaloes here. Have I got any nearby? Because like I said, I don't want to be going too far away. Doesn't look like I've got anything. Ah, there's a pack there. That's not too far away, so I will take 2 of your buffalo out of your pack. Or for hunt. And hopefully some guys will get on it. The butcher's table's now indoors, but it says bad temperature. It's just because it's so hot. Indoors is fine. I mean, the kitchen's fairly hot at 30 degrees, and indoors here is 46 degrees, but... You know, there's not too much I can do. You can hear the gunfire there. These guys are taking care of the buffalo. Can be quite loud, the gunshots, so the more you zoom out, the quieter it gets. But if I'm right up here, pretty loud. Still not sure why Jess refuses to do art. Cannot make small sculpture, need material, but... Ah! Fucking hell, Kurt, this is why. So, we've got... chunks, but we don't have blocks, so what we need is a fucking stonecutter table. So we're going to build one of them. 75 wood, so we're going to have to do some more chopping. But we've got some oaks over here that look nice and ready to harvest, so we'll take a few of them. And now what we'll do is, once that's built, is we'll get some stone blocks made, and they can become floors, they can become art sculptures. I don't know how I missed that. It's like, oh, why can I not turn these chunks straight into art? You've got to turn the chunks into blocks. So there's the stonecutter's table made. Bills, there's only going to be one, and that's... Oh no, sorry. You can choose which ones you want to do. I'm just going to do make any. I don't care what material it is. Just do it. So and we'll do that forever. And that comes under crafting. So we don't have anything else that needs crafting, so I'm going to put everyone, because it's such a basic skill, can cut stone. Because I've got people who are idle sometimes. If you've got nothing to do, cut some fucking stone up. Make some blocks. That way we can get an inventory built up. We can start putting some floors down, especially for Red, who wants the nice impressive room. And yeah. But Production is pretty much at capacity now. We've got enough. Yeah, we've got 630 watts excess, so we've got a nice little close thing. I'm gonna light this corridor up a bit, just because I don't like how dark it is. So just kind of dot them randomly around, so no one's in the dark inside. What does happen over time is I'll check that in a sec once I finish what I was going to say. As your colonists move over the land, you will eventually sort of wear the land down, and it will become more walkable. The walk speed will increase because you wear it down, but floors are the best option for that. So what's this quest? So this is another royalty quest. So I've said I'm not going to bother with this. I might do another series if people are interested in the royalty side of things, but it adds a bit more, just another side of things to manage, because you've got colonists then who become royalty, so to speak, and then they have certain needs. This is a basic guide. I just want to sort of do I might only do 2 more episodes after this, and then sort of say, there you go. You know this. You kind of set the goal with this. This is the basics of Rimworld, and you know if you follow this, obviously you don't have to follow it to the letter, but it gives you a good starting platform. So we're running low on steel, so all this steel I'm gonna remine that. It's just resource management basically. I mean, I'm kind of being a bit slow, but I'm new to sort of talking over games and sort of commentating on them. So a couple of things slipping through the cracks, but we're getting there. We've got a nice. I like this closed circuit here. We've got an exit here, so if shit's going if shit's going south in the south, we can get straight out there. And we've got our exit here, so if people want to get out, they can here. Never put an external door in someone's bedroom, because people are just going to use that at night time to go in and out, and it disturbs sleep. So try and keep everything sort of closed in there. Obviously the question is, if we get more colonists, where will we build those bedrooms? I could build one here. I could probably fit 2 on there, to be honest, which would be fine. The horseshoes pin would need to be moved, but we can also dig into the mountains. So here, I was thinking I might dig this square out just for extra storage space, and then I can use this area here for a couple of extra bedrooms. It will take some time to mine through the mountain, but we've got that room. That's why I like to sort of build a colony next to a mountain, and as a byproduct we'll get the chunks from there, and we can turn them into blocks, and it's a nice cycle. Pretty much everything on the map can be used for some purpose. Why is she so unhappy? Awful bedroom, insulted, rebuffed by Bill. So she's actually going after one of our guys, which is good. We really would like someone to strike up a relationship. Like I say, we can then give them a double bed. You can give people double beds anyways, but I don't really see any point in wasting the resources unless they're in a relationship and want to share a bed with someone. So at the minute we've got 211 raw food, and we've got a muffalo waiting to be butchered, so that's fine. Again, I'm just looking straight away. Most of these quests are going to be royalty, so she wants you to take care of her favourite pet for 23 days. Can't be bothered with it. Like, I'm not doing it. Maybe next run through I'll do a bit more of an amped up, less sort of dumbed down. No disrespect, but I do think this is a hard game to grasp. I might do another run through if people fancy it. Let us know in the comments. I really appreciate the feedback I've been getting so far. But let me know if this is helpful. Let me know if you want to see something else in Rimworld, a specific aspect of Rimworld covered, and I'll do it. I'm from the UK, if you haven't determined from the accent. I've got another at least 2 months off work, so I've got nothing to do. One thing to touch on, crops here. Obviously we've got 2 more additions to our colony, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another growing zone in. Not too big. We don't want to overwhelm our stores with food, but let's go either rice or corn. We'll go corn. And it's just, you know, it's just another source of food rather than, major break risk, rather than having to go out and hunt animals, because you can't always guarantee that animals are going to be there. In winter, they do get more sparse. Loads going on here, but You know, make a mix. Veg and meat, you know, as you would in real life. You know, you don't want to have a diet purely just of meat. But this is great now. I mean, we've got a berry bush in here, which I'm just going to get rid of because that's a bit daft having a berry bush inside. But right now we've got this beautifully lit, closed colony. If anything happens, what I can do, and I'll show you this now, just for the sake of it. So, architect, zone. We're going to expand allowed area, manage areas, new area. I'll rename this, and we're going to call this the restricted area. So, that's the pink colour. Come out of that, and we expand the restricted area. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically drag this over the colony. Now make sure, what I like to do is cover everything inside, even the walls and the doors, because if people are outside they need to get back in. But that means that they can't go further than that square. And I'll explain this in a bit more depth in a second. So at the minute, yes, that's all covered. I'll do this row here. So if I go into restrict, you can see here allowed areas. If some shit goes down, like the toxic fallout or the nuclear winter, or the nuclear winter is actually not so bad, you can go outside for that, or a manhunter pack come, what I can do from this screen is I can go restricted. Everyone there is going to stay the fuck inside. You've got to weigh up whether it's, you know, whether you want to go out and face the challenge or not. Because I'm playing Randy Random, I'm going to have that ready to roll. Because if I get a manhunter pack of, say, fucking rhinos or grizzly bears, and there's more than one or two of them, I'm not really in a position to start fighting that. So, just got it ready. All goods trader. So, the caravan's approaching. As you can see here, we've previously just sort of had the 1 or 2 visitors. This is a full caravan, so it's not really in your interest to try and take these guys down. We've only got 2 guys with weapons. One's got a semi-automatic rifle, bolt action, and the other one's got a pistol. So I've very rarely attacked these. Obviously, all the animals will aggro as well. But the psychic soothe has now ended, so all those males who were getting a mood boost are no longer, sadly. So, Bill, we know, is our best has got our best social skills. I'm going to add that as a panel in here, just because I want to see that. But Bill's by far and away our best social, and he's got the cowboy hat, which gives him a little bit of a social boost. So, these are fairly near the colony, so I'll send Bill up to trade, see what they've got. It will automatically pick up what's in your inventory as well, so don't worry about that, but let's have a look. I'm going to get rid of this fur, because we've only got a little bit of it, and I've got a lot of blue fur if I want to make some more clothes. Cloth is specifically for medicine. And that's pretty much it. These guys don't have anything I want. We've got some animals which they'll come already trained, but I've got someone with high enough animal skill that I feel like I can train my own stuff. But something to be wary of, that every trader has a limited currency. This trader has 803. So if we were to just sell everything and the total value was going to be, I don't know, say if we put all this in, it's not going to be enough, but never mind. If we put everything we had in and they don't have enough, we'll basically sell everything for that price, their maximum 803, so you want to be careful of that. But for the minute, we're just going to sell these 2 bits of fur. The silver will drop wherever you made the trade, but silver doesn't deteriorate, so eventually someone will go and pick that up. Protein looks like she's going to get that straight away, bring it to the inventory, and our 800 silver will become 909. Silver is the currency. Obviously you can trade items for items and things like that, but generally speaking, if you're going to be wanting to sort of upgrade your gear, I might be looking to do something like maybe if a weapons trader comes by, I might get a nice, assault rifle or something like that, just so I've got someone else who's equipped, so I can give Skizzer's bolt action rifle to someone who's the next best at shooting and give Skizzer a nice solid weapon. This is taking bloody ages because everyone's mining skill's so low, 3 and 4, so this will take a while to mine. I always do normally want someone with a higher mining skill, but I settled for the lower because he had the burning passion for it, so his skill is going up quickly. But we are gathering steel slowly. However, we've got everything we want to have built right now built. Research is nearly... I don't know what that is. Disease. Malaria. Okay, so there's not much we can do about that. However, something to mention. Protein's our doctor and has malaria. Who's going to treat her? Because she's our only decent doctor, although 5's not bad, 6 is not bad, 5's not bad. I'm going to let Bill doctor because he's got a decent skill in it, and I wouldn't mind having 2. So you could, if you only had 1 doctor, have her self-tend, but self-tend, you can see, they will heal themselves on the spot, but at 70% of the normal efficiency. So what I'd rather do is have them treat each other. But again, where we go in numbers here, you'll see that this is what I was talking about earlier. So this is the ratio, and you can see that there's a down arrow there. So at the moment, that malaria is winning the battle. No one's had any medical aid yet to deal with that malaria. So what I'm going to do is Protein and Bill, I'm going to bed rest 1 and 1. So hopefully now that they will go and rest up, and what we can do is at least get them some treatment at the first stage and hopefully build their immunity to it. But if we leave that too long, the malaria will win, essentially, and we will lose that colonist. So Protein's gone to bed, so just in the sake of getting tended to straight away, I am going to have Bill tend to her straight away. And yeah, just with the new colonists coming as well, obviously I mentioned that these are automatically going to be set at the best quality medicine now. I don't want that unless someone is very, very sick. So just make sure to change that back down if you haven't already. It's very unlikely you're going to have Glitter World medicine this early. I got very, very lucky. So now at the minute, Bill hasn't been treated. So we're going to wake Protein up to treat Bill. They're just going to treat each other. Yes, they were sleeping and they're going to disturb their sleep, but more importantly now, here, we've got the arrow going up, so the immunity is now winning. They're still in a negative percent, but this is now going to flick to a positive percent. And the immunity is greater than the actual malaria itself. So they are going to need retending to every sort of, I think it might be 12 hours or something like that. Can be tended in 10 hours, but tending expires in 13 hours. So you can tend them again earlier than that, but it does expire. So, and depending on the quality will basically be how fast this immunity builds. So you've got an interest in having your best medic on it. So Proteins is going up slower because Bill is not as great a medic, but that's okay. It's still going up, and it's going up fairly quickly. So I think they'll recover from that. But there's not much you can do with things like that. You know, there's malaria, there's flu, there's general sort of world diseases that people will get, and you know, you've got to deal with it. The guys will get a little sort of medical cross when they're resting. What we'll do is we'll wait until these numbers are bumped up a bit more, because obviously we've got them prioritised to bed rest, apart from doctor each other. They'll get up to doctor each other, and then go back to bed. If they're out and about, that immunity slows down. If they're resting in bed, especially in a hospital bed, it's the best place for them. It's the quickest place they're going to build that immunity. See, Protein's got up and is feeding Bill. Don't know where she's going now. Probably going to feed herself, and then she'll go back to bed, and she'll rest it off. See, straight back to bed. We don't want her up and about, you know, dragging that immunity down. These guys will hang around for a little while, but we don't have to worry about that too much. Now, I noticed some of this herbal medicine's growing, so I will harvest that once we're ready to. God, this is taking ages to mine this steel, but at the minute we don't have a tremendous use for it. No one's cut any stone blocks yet, but I'm assuming it's because we've got 2 people now out of action. 2 people mining, and I believe Red is probably out taming. So yeah, still trying to tame that grizzly bear. It's probably moved away from... No, it's still there. It's still quite local. So that's fine. And what happens with taming animals is that you do build up a kind of relationship with the animal. I mean, ignore this. This is just where it's kicked the alpaca that we had in, but it does go up over time. You still run the risk of the bear turning on the handler and just going, you know what, fuck this. You look tastier. I'm gonna eat you instead of listening to you try and coerce me into the colony. But all you can do is try. It is risky. It's probably one of the riskier things early game if you don't have someone who's got a really good handling skill. If you don't have someone with a handling skill of a minimum of, I'd say, maybe 10, 11, 12, I wouldn't be going for things like bears or where are they? Mega sloths. Because if they turn around and attack you and your colonist, who's a handler like ours, Red, is not very well armed and can't defend herself too well, she's only got 1 shooting and 3 melee and no armor to speak of at all, chances are she's going to be fucking mincemeat. So that's the last thing we want when we've got Red's stats so good. So I am risking that. You know, she's a great all-rounder, but it's definitely a risk. See, Skizzer's now starting to cut blocks. I'm assuming because we've mined all that steel out. So yeah, you can see we've got 50 marble blocks here now. Jess is starting to make that art. And we're going to put that straight in this room here because Red is greedy and has that impressive bedroom need. So we want to get her room as nice as possible just to have her in a better mood and don't have anyone breaking. Now Skizzer is yellow, so what's up with him? He's recreation deprived. Now there are other things which cloth is very important for again, and there's only a few recreation items, but we've got a chess table, a poker table, sorry, and a billiards table. So again, I'll probably make a sort of lounge area, and I'll put some nice armchairs and stuff in that. But for the meantime, deal with it, guys. You've got a wooden horseshoes pin, and you've got 5 people. Socialise amongst yourselves. If you're recreation deprived, you know it's kind of. It's not on my priority list to have people having fun in the colony. It's survival. Obviously, mood is linked to survival, so it is in your interest to keep them happy, but at the moment, everyone's neutral. It could be worse, could be better, but so be it. I'm wondering if it's a good idea to put another door here, so that way when people are coming in and maybe getting medicine, if they're dropping it off, they won't go through the hospital and wake people up, but that might be a bit too micromanagement, so for the time being, let's fast forward. It's night time. Oh, see, this mega sloth's wandered in. Let's just have a... So it's the same sort of chance. So I'm going to take my chances because Red's skill is so high, and it's only going to keep climbing. What is that? Mad hares. Oh dear, oh dear. So, this is a little bit different to the Manhunter pack. It's essentially what's happened is a wave has gone out and an entire species has become mad. So all the hares, as far as I gather, are going to be mad. Yes, so that's not great. So what we need to do is we're going to have to draft the guys with the guns and undraft them. So they're ready to go. Actually, I should have done that after this. But we're going to have to hunt all these hares. Now, this is where this comes in handy. I don't want anyone but Bill and Skizzer, who are armed and armoured, to be outside. So the rest, I'm going to restrict indoors. Just until this passes. But at the moment, what I've set up is I've got all the hares to be hunted. Obviously, we've only got 2 people that can do that. So I'll quickly draft them and redraft, and they should hopefully Bill needs to be on hunt 1, but Skizzer should really, maybe it's because it's just they need sleep, but as you can see here, these things now, I'll just slow it down a bit more. I'm just gonna linger around our base, and 4, I think I counted 6 in the menu. 7. Looks like they're not all mad, but the ones that are mad, this is what the essence of a Manhunter pack is, that these guys are just going to hang around your base, wait for the first opportunity that someone comes out, and go for them. So, I don't want anyone who's not a combatant, so to speak, or is armed, to be fucking around outside. So, Go forward, because no one's going to be dealing with that yet. And you can kind of hear the noise. There is a kind of sound effect. Most animals will just sort of go if they're mad. Bit of a sign, right? Bill's up, but his first priority is always going to be a doctor. So let's have a check on those immunity numbers. Great, 26%. That's a really big threshold. But because Bill is not a great a medic, proteins ratio with a 7.2% is not so great. So with Bill, let's have a look at exactly what it is. He's got minor malaria, but he's got 21% malaria and 47% immunity to it. I'm fairly confident that that's enough of a buffer to take him out of bed rest 1. So that means he should draft and redraft. He's still going to rest. I guess he doesn't want to hunt. Oh, there he goes. Right, so he's now realised, but I don't really like that he's going to do this alone. So what I think I'll do is I'll draft him. I'll bring him here. Bring him here, and I'm just going to bring him back. I don't want anyone getting to see how the doors close very slowly there. We've kind of aggroed them, and okay, they're all going to give up, but they do damage to the door. I'm just going to keep doing that. We're going to Skizzers come to help. So now I'm kind of happy to leave these alone and let them do their own shit in terms of hunting them, because there's 2 of them. And hares, let's be real. We've already injured one of them. They're not going to do a tremendous amount of damage. I don't think any of our colonists are going to die. Having said that, I only count 5. So I'm going to have to determine which hares aren't mad. It looks like this one up here is not, so I'll cancel that. Because I don't want someone running up there to kill a hare that's not mad. And this looks like the other one that's not mad. So just take them off. That wildlife tab is really great for it. So Bill's just going to keep trying to smash him in. But these guys are going to attack anyone. See, Skizzer got a bit too close and now he's got a melee fight in his hands. Got the stun off. I don't know what that crosshair means. Might just be in combat, but fine. So Bill's taking care of these 2 hares. What a hero. And now he's going to take care of this last one. And Skizzer's going straight to the med bay. He's only got a bite, but he's in no immediate danger at all, so, you know. He'll get healed up. Once he's had his treatment, he should be up on his feet and cracking on. So, Bill, come on, let's get this hare done in. Looks like this hare's actually lost its maddened status, which is I've not seen before. Maybe if you do enough damage to it, it'll sort of go right shit. I shouldn't be attacking these guys, but I can't attest to that. Come on, Bill. I mean, he does have very low shooting skill. Friendly AI from your past named Charlton Whitestone has sent you a message. He reveals he has starship. He reveals that he has a starship hidden on this planet and sends you its world coordinates. The starship is in deep hibernation mode. You'll have to start it up when you arrive, then defend it from raiders trying to steal it until the startup sequence completes. It will be a long, difficult series of battles. If you can get the ship off the ground, Charlton will take you off this Rimworld to the stars. So that is essentially, I haven't even mentioned this, and we're at the end of episode 4. The point of the game is to get off the planet, is to build a ship. So we'll jump, but as we've seen in a previous quest, we're going to have to traverse the map, and that is some way away. And I mean, I don't know where we are. There we are. We're the blue house. So I'm not really interested in going all this way across the map this early. It's a real fuck on. I generally tend to keep things in house on my own map. Looks like Bill's taking care of his enemy, so that's great. But we'll call it a day there, I think. We've got a fair bit done. We've got taken care of the manhunter pack. I know it wasn't necessarily a manhunter pack, it was a sort of psychic wave. But we've had one of those, so I've been able to show you that. We've still not had a raid. This cooler is now absolutely useless, so I've just realised, because it's indoors. So we'll just turn it off, and we'll have to maybe put another one there, and then those 3 are ventilated. just something to think about. That's just sapping energy now and not actually doing anything. This one's still outdoors, but you've got to have obviously the hot extractor going outdoors rather than inside, which this is now indoors, as you can see. That's still quite cool, but that shouldn't be the case. That's maybe why this room is so hot, because I'm pumping all the hot air out there. That's daft. So can I reconnect? I can't reconnect that. I think I'm just gonna maybe deconstruct it, and I will build another one here, and I'll just wall that up. But we'll call that now, like I say, and I'll keep these episodes to about an hour. I'll maybe do 1 or 2 more episodes. Let me know if they're helpful. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see, or anything else in Rimworld that you'd like me to touch on, if I've missed anything. But yeah, this should, if you've been following these should get you a good idea and a good grasp of how the game goes. I will admit that this has been a fairly easy start, which I'm surprised at, considering the difficulty I put it on, but so it is. It's kind of touched on most things. We just need a raid to sort of give you an idea of combat, but we're very close to getting our microelectrics as well, so we'll do that next episode, and hopefully some fucking badasses will come and try and take our shit. So we'll save it. Obviously we're still the Travelling Accord of Quakestan. The game gave us that name, but we'll pick this up next time. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Cheers.